Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, and welcome to another Friday edition of the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. Tonight we are late, and we apologize for this, but this is what happens when you are a fan of the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, because we do have a bona fide international superstar down here. Right.
What are you pointing at me for?
Well, because
it's your fault.
Yeah, it's true.
It is his fault, and I mean, really, let's not say it's his fault. The British tabloid press is really famous for this kind of stuff, and they've been mobbing his house. He's been hanging. There he is. Look at him. He's trying to hide from him right now. He's making sure that. Well, dude, he's giving signals to the press outside that he'll be coming out and giving a conference later on after the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. He does have his priorities, and that is good. Over here, my good friend from southeastern Virginia, Jesse Martin. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good. Glad it's Friday.
So
glad it's Friday. Long fucking week.
Gotta give you your lead in there. So yeah, hey, Jesse Martin. How hot was it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there it goes again. All right. Good to see you,
long
Jesse.
week. It's just a long week, and it just seemed like it just drug on fucking forever. So it's Friday. We're here. We got to the weekend. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it really didn't help that X went down like right before free agency started. Jeez.
You know, and I went back on the Blue Sky, and it's just not. It's just not the same thing, man.
It's not.
It's almost looks like it, but it's just not it.
Dude, it's all the same politics, just from the other end.
That's true.
You know, they say, come over here and be free of all this bullshit. No, I'm not free of any of it. You bring it all over, and then you go, look at this stupid shit, and talk about it. And it's like, fuck all, man. Jesus Christ. Just make a space over someplace else, call it bullshit, and all of you go over there and fucking have fun. Have fun with all your stupid shit. We're trying to talk fucking football, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And to help us do that, we have International Fan of the Year, Scott Hartley.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you both?
We're doing great today, Scotty. None of my overlays are going to work today because you're in the middle of the screen because Max isn't here. I'm not sure where Max is tonight, but he's got something to do. You know, when you're young and you got hair, I guess that's what you do.
Yeah,
I kind of like
you're right,
this.
John.
Yeah, we can fix that. I'll fix the overlay situation.
All right, I kind of like that. So it's free agent week, man. How do we feel about it?
It is.
How are we feeling? Let's get a temperature check right away. Real quick, 2 words, Jesse. That's all you give me. 2 words. Free agency this week for the Washington Commanders.
Oh,
There's 1 and a half of one.
I'm fine. It's fine.
All right, well, that's like 4.
It's fine.
If
It's
we're
fine.
counting. All right, Scotty, what about you? He's been thinking of his 2 words.
Been okay.
That's okay. I guess that fits. Being okay.
It's been okay. Yeah, it hasn't been too bad.
All right, hasn't been too.
I'm not
That's-
overwhelmed by it. I'm not sitting there saying, "Oh, you know, Jesse's on twice. Interesting." I'm not. I'm not here thinking, "Oh, we're pulling up absolute trees." But a couple of the signings, I'm absolutely thinking, "Yeah, these are great signings."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them seem to be good depth pieces. Is it pretty solid? Good shout, Peter. That's a good way.
Yeah, let's see. Pretty solid. Saying what there, Peter Storr. Nice to see you there from Bristol, UK. Calling in. Scott's going to say his head will soon match the size of Scout's. This is true. I do believe that also part of the problem was the press was able to get a hold of Scott because Karen couldn't butter the doorway fast enough so he could get his big swelled nut right through on there. That's right. And somebody made a good point today that the Commanders are doing their doggondest to trade away all their draft picks. So Scott has nothing to do with
It was Scott G.
Scott G, way to go. That was terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I thought that was good. I mean, really, once you get to...
They saw
Go
the
ahead.
picture of Scott. They're like, he is not getting on stage.
I just went, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, trade all the picks. I'll tell you what, when you get there, get a picture taken of yourself in front of the auto parts store, and and then the exile station.
It'll just be me going, yay. Enforced fun.
Keith will be back there trying not to fall asleep. He'll be back there posing with his arms and shit.
Oh my God!
These guns.
Did you see his Facebook post the other day?
Shout out to Keith and his massive freaking arms right there, buddy. Way to
Yeah,
go.
he's doing well.
I guess.
Them gains.
Hey, he does what he does. All right. Well, what is this? Let's. Oh, you know what? If I put this over here and then I do this.
That's what I put up.
Oh, well, see, that's one thing. I gotta mute that thing. Yeah, mute that one. So let's see. What can we do here?
Unless y'all want to see up my nose, I can probably lighten that up.
And I tell you what, it might actually fit today, because today you're kind of in the right
He
spot.
is more centered.
Yeah, he is more centered today. So let's see. We'll start you off in lovely Mexico. Scott, International Fan of the Year. Dun,
Perfect.
dun, dun. There we go.
Hello, everybody. I am the International Fan of the Year on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast.
There he is. All right, Scott. I think that's looking sharp. Let's see. Now you're going to have to stand up a little bit so we can go.
Okay. Oh, going to Germany.
Let's see. So stand up and move to your left. Not too far. Come down just a touch there. Almost. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, this one's only done by request. I think this one's a little disturbing. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, of course. Okay. All right, you can sit back down.
Slapping some lederhosen. Go on. Oh, no. Nah.
Oh, dear.
I just
Come on,
love
Pierre.
that. Dude,
Come
when
on.
Hello.
for a flash of an instant last week, you got right centered up on it.
No.
That looked terrific.
At least you now have a better mustache. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it.
Very nice.
Oh, dear.
All right, so I guess my two words are also I'm okay. I'm okay with free agency so far this week. Yeah, look, we got older, but
Yes.
I mean we did. There's no doubt about it. But these are all of these are 1 and 2 year. They're all 1 year deals. There might be a 2 year deal.
No, there's a few 2-year deals in there. I think Jonathan Jones was a 2-year deal. Will Harris was a 2-year deal. Javon Kinlaw was 3, I think.
Yeah, but he's still he's not in his 30s yet. I'm
yeah,
talking
and the
about
rest
somebody-
the rest of them are all like one
look,
year.
this is going to be like this for a couple of years because Rivera and company did such a poor job drafting. They, until they kind of, and this wasn't a very good free agency class, until they kind of start working their way up with the draft. Which is why I don't think we're going to trade any more draft picks. I think we're going to do everything that we can to trade out of and gather more picks. But this is going to be a process, man. This is, we're going to, for the next probably 2 or 3 years, going to have to get a bunch of 1-year contracts, older players, that to fill the roster and to be competitive. And I think that's what they want to be competitive. They made the big move to get Deebo Samuel. They made the big move to get Laramie Tunsil. That right there is going to help big time. And then, getting Will Harris, putting him back there 2 years instead of Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin probably, for pretty much half the price of what Chin signed for. Getting rid of John Allen. And I mean, look at what he got in Minnesota compared to Kinlaw. Is Kinlaw as talented? Maybe not.
No.
But he is cheaper.
Kinlaw, Kinlaw being the first guy really to agree that was the first big name, other than Deebo Samuel, the first true free agent, I guess I should say. We all kind of scratched our head because we were like, what, and all of us kind of, okay, in AP we trust. He's got history with him. He knows who he is. this and that. But then as you see these other moves being made, these other signings that they've made along the defensive front, dude, I think it's getting clear and obvious what they're trying to do.
Starting to make sense now.
Yes, it is. And when you see Will Harris coming in here, you know they love McGee. They love Dominique Hampton. They've been waiting for these guys to come in. I think you're going to see a lot of we got space eaters. They're going to stand there on that line, stuff up 2 or 3 blockers apiece, or two, well, maybe not a piece, but one of them's going to get 2 blockers. You look at a lot of Kinlaw tape, that's what he's doing. He's just grabbing 2 guys to keep him away.
And another thing that we're forgetting, Daryl Tapp, our defensive line coach, was in San Francisco when Kinlaw was there.
Right.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you get space eaters and you get fast linebackers and safeties to lance in there and make your stops. I'm liking what I said. There's a plan to what they're doing. They're not just signing stopgap guys just because they're cheap.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting guys that can do what they're going to try to do. They might be stopgap guys, but look, Super Bowl experience with these 2 guys from New England, right? We got, was it Dietrich Wise?
Yeah.
Dietrich Wise, yeah.
We had his brother 2 years ago. I said on Deuce's show, hey, man, Red Zone in the Lab, everybody, go subscribe. If you haven't already, I'm sure that you probably already have. You should check it out. It's a fun show. But I think that because now we have Dietrich Wise, we had the other Wise. Now I think we get first dibs on his sister, Denise. Daniel Wise, right? We get his friend down the street, Bobby Jenkins, might sign with us. They've been friends since they were kids. What the hell is that sound?
It's buzzing. I don't know. I don't know
Something's
who's
buzzing.
Yeah, it's an interference
I don't hear
by the looks of
any
it.
buzzing.
I don't know. Anybody out there hear the buzzing?
I did.
I don't know. Where's Scott G? Scott G, how we sound? We sound all right? He's the guy, man. What's up, James Bell? How you? Good to see you out there, dude. Let's see here. Scotty will sit there all night to watch them trade out of the first. That's right.
Yeah, you know that's going to happen as well. You just know it's going to happen.
They'll zoom over to Scotty and he'll already be asleep. He'll be all jet lagged and whatnot. He'll be off trying to shit. He'll be somewhere. God damn it! When the first see how easy it is once you're here. You need to get yourself on a sound diet of cheeseburgers and like everybody else. So all right. So who's your favorite move?
Mine
Scotty.
is.
Go with Jesse. Yeah, you're right.
All right,
No,
we'll
Jesse,
start with
you
Jesse.
go. You go, mate.
I really like the Jonathan Jones signing
Yeah.
there, and I mean, look, Tunsil's fucking phenomenal. Debo's great. Jonathan Jones brings a lot to the table. Yes, he is a little bit older, but he can play everywhere. And he's small. He's a smaller cornerback. He's bigger than Sandersill.
He hits.
But he plays a lot bigger than what he is. He plays in the slot. He plays the outside, and he likes to hit. In turn, he's decent in the run game.
All right, well, that's cool. I mean, for advanced metrics says you're right. He does play bigger than he is. They say that he plays at about 12'9", which is a pretty big fucking guy when you get right down to it. By the way, for everybody wondering, use your sunscreens, kids. Make sure you do, all of you fair-haired people out there.
My
Like
second
you, Scott.
favorite is the Noah Brown signing.
We're going to quibble. We're going to quarrel.
Doing that for Jeff. We'll talk about that in a little while.
We will. I mean, I've started to come around to that. And, I mean, all right, so we're going again. We're with favorite signings. What about you, Scott? What is our favorite move so far?
Yeah, Diet Coke, Jeremy Chin, Will Harris. For me, I think he's got a bit of violence to him when you look at the way he tackles, the way he gets down into the box as well. He will be a good signing, I think, for us.
But again, better in the run game.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and
He's
there's
got-
a theme
Chin
here.
wasn't good
There's
in
a
the run
theme.
game. He wasn't very. He was just
He
a
had
hard
his plays
hitter.
here and there.
He was
But,
okay,
he
but
has
he was-
rapport
he was
with
a hard
Lattimore
hitter.
already. He's got connection with Lattimore already, and I think that's a big plus right there as well. I'm certainly not upset that Chin is gone. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Jeremy Chin unless we got somebody like Will Harris, and we did, and I like that. Jeremy Chin, we don't have to make any more custom helmets for him. That saves the team some money.
Wow.
We decided last night on Red Zone in the Lab, by the way, go ahead and subscribe, that his head is more like George Lopez's head and then kind of stretched out from the top and then kind of knocked from the side. I think that's what it is. And the Raiders, I'm sure, will agree. My favorite move, the Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil, to me, far and away.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
low hanging fruit.
I know. Well, it is the low-hanging fruit because he's a fucking huge guy and he can't get too high up in the tree. So, look, I had some folks that were quibbling with me over on social media this week about how they were saying, he's the most penalized offensive lineman. He's number one in penalties. And okay, I get it. He had 19 penalties last year. The dude played 1,041 snaps, right? So how'd he do on the other 1,022 plays? That's where I'm more concerned. And in those plays, he's one of the best in the league. I'll take a false start here and there.
I'll say an underrated signing is going to be the Jacob Martin. Defensive end.
Yeah, who's just come in today, hasn't he? $3 million. He just came in. Where did he come from? The Bears. Is that where he came from?
Yeah, he's been all over the place. I think he's had 6 teams, but he's always produced, and everywhere he goes, he's liked. And I was listening to, was it somebody this morning, Kime or Bram Weinstein, and they're talking to, just like Bears and how he was. And he's feisty. I think he's going to be that Fowler type of player that's going to come in, except he's, again, better in the run game. There is you see everybody that's brought in is to help the run game.
Absolutely. They're definitely trying to set that edge. What is it, the elephant end that they're going to play with? I'm not taking the joke again. That they're trying to do what they did in Seattle.
Yeah.
It sure seems like it. And Fowler is a good lesson, all right? He's a good lesson because of what we've been talking about here with these 1 and 2 year deals with these players. You got to be willing to let them walk, all right? Yeah. Fowler was our leading sacker last year, and he went back to his fat old ex, the Dallas Cowboys, today. I mean, what did he get, $8 million?
And
something like that?
$8 million.
Yeah, and besides, he wanted 10 or something like that, and I don't know, I read that somewhere that he actually wanted 10, or we offered 10 or something like that, and he declined.
We offered 10? He declined 10 to go play with Jerry?
That's what I saw somebody said. It could be he declined, and then we didn't offer him anything else. That's what I heard, but that could be bullshit. Could very well be bullshit. I saw that just a little while ago.
Listen. Per square mile, Dallas is the capital of adult entertainment venues.
Everybody
don't discount that.
You have to think though as well. Well, we paid him 6 last year. I think we paid Fowler 6 last year. Even if we offered the same as Dallas and we offered 8, there's the taxation equation in there as well. Isn't there?
He's not even getting 8. It's up to $8 million. That's like the
still though, Jesse, it's tax.
Probably like
that's what you've got to think about as well.
Guaranteed.
Tax is a problem, and it's you don't pay tax, do you, in Texas?
No, but you catch measles, and he might not.
That's Florida.
That's very true.
That's Florida.
Some states have different tax laws.
I thought Houston don't pay tax either.
Houston's in Texas.
That's why I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're supposed to, but every time there's a big storm, that city gets washed away.
Another great thing about this is everybody except for Tunzel, we can get out of after next year.
Well, Peacecraft's got a point here. What's up, Peacecraft? Welcome. I don't know if I've seen your name before. If you're new to us, welcome to the show. We've got all run stuffers, no pass rush. Joe Witt going to have to blitz heavy this year to generate pressure, which is going to be a problem. And I agree. None of these guys spell pass rush to me, which tells me that they've got
a big sack artist last year. Besides,
he just went off to the Cowboys. Oh, it was
Armstrong. Luvu, and from the edge position, it was Armstrong, but obviously it was Luvu from blitzing from the linebacker. Yeah,
right. Now I can see us getting aggressive like that, or I mean, maybe at number 29, they are really banking on edge being available.
If y'all don't think another pass rusher's coming, then I don't know what to tell you, because there is.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the draft or if it's someone like
that's what I'm thinking.
Is it Darius Smith?
Smith, yeah, he's free.
Somebody
he's a free
like
agent.
that. I don't think we're gonna. I think we're out of the Hendrickson. They want too much for it. I mean, unless they really loosen the reins.
Hello.
Other GMs have said privately that they're out of their fucking mind if they think someone's going to give up a first-round pick.
Don't forget Jean-Baptiste. He might be
exactly.
He might be able to generate a pass rush, huh? I don't know.
Sacre bleu!
Sacre bleu!
Oh no!
I have
The quarterback has moved. He has moved 4 inches to the left. Oh no!
We were too busy stopping the run, and we didn't see him throw the ball.
Let me smoke 17 cigarettes. Sorry, French. No, I don't mind the French. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not. They're not our neighbors.
They're our neighbours. We can wave at them across the sea. Hello.
There you go. There you, and they go. Right.
Yeah.
So I think you got a point there. I think he's got a point there, man. We
He
don't
has.
really see any pass rush yet. All right, and even if we do draft somebody, that doesn't guarantee anything. And if we pick somebody up, like Jesse tells us, we're going to be crazy if we don't think there's another pass rusher coming. You're not. I mean, are you going to get a 10-sack guy right now? I don't know. Maybe.
Probably
Adam
not.
Peters,
But you're going to need that situational pass rusher.
sure.
It's coming.
Yeah, because we don't have one.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's
Peter,
nobody that would be thinking of as a pass
Could
rusher.
we take a swing at Huff? I don't know. It depends on the price.
I mean,
dude better be paying us.
Bryce Huff's not a free agent, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, the Eagles are trying to offload him right now.
Oh, are
and
they?
If we could get him for a 7th, or like a pick swap or something like that. Well, shit.
pick
Then
up
his
in
price. Yeah, what do they pay him? 12, 14 million.
Yeah, got a little bit of whatever his contract is.
I tell you who is still out there, who I actually really like as an edge rusher, and I think is pretty decent, is Gardeck, Dennis Gardeck from the Cardinals, who's still out there. Long hair,
That
Dude.
white guy, yeah.
yeah, but he's actually pretty good. Do you know what I mean? He'll be good. He'll be a good pass rusher if that's what you're trying to look for. Someone who's got a bit of pace and a bit of speed coming off the edge, because that is kind of what we're missing at the moment. I mean, I'm not interested in your Preston Smiths or your. I mean, Josh Uche's still out there. Is he getting? I mean, he's 26, so maybe, I'm not sure.
I just
I
like
don't
this
know.
comment here. Sorry. Yamp says he's got a French last name, but he doesn't associate with his dad's side of the family. It's a mix of French and Irish. So, by my account.
Sensei's the last name?
No, I think his name is Yam Sensei McSaucier. I bet you that's his name.
Paddy McSensei.
There he is. That's right. Oh, that's great, yeah. Scott G says Hendrickson draft night trade his team's
It
way
could
out
be.
the Bengals.
It very much could be.
Yeah, they're behind the 8 ball on this, man. I think that they're asking too much, and people know. Look, you're
He's
spending
31 years. He's 31 years old, and he's
Right.
going to want a big contract. No team is going to give up that fucking much to get him.
and
Just
knowing
not
that
gonna
they
fucking
can't
do it.
they can't do anything with him. They've got too much money now. They're going to be pasted into those wide receivers. And
So I'm reading the tea leaves of what the insider, the talking heads are saying. Diana Rossini's and them sort of people who are well respected in the game, and they're saying, like you're saying, Jesse, the Bengals are wanting way too much compensation to trade him, and he is wanting money. But New England and us have both inquired and said we would be happy to pay whatever the contract is, and we've got the money to do that. I do think it goes down to the wire, because if you look at what's happening in Cincinnati at the minute, with Ian Rappaport came out earlier on, probably in the last hour and a half, saying they are trying to get both receivers done at the moment on big deals. So if you get both of them done,
$70+ million.
you've got no cap. You've got no cap at all then to do anything with Hendrickson. He has to go.
You offer Mike Brown a bag of frickin' pretzels that you get out of the machine down the hall and a juice box.
I say 60. I say 61. Honestly, that's where you stick with, and you say, "Look, listen, that's the best you're going to get." And
Mike
would
Brown
would you
has
take?
overplayed his hand.
Would you give them the first round draft pick for him?
Not who? Hendrickson?
Not right now.
Hendrickson.
No.
Not right now. Hell no, not right now. I mean, he's a talent. Don't get me wrong. He's a
We're going to
talent.
have to pay him close to $30 million a year. No.
3 weeks ago, we wanted to, but they are behind the 8 ball. They're snuck.
Yeah.
I mean, they're snookered. They're stuck there. So let them sweat. What's up, DC Dave? Good to see you. What's up,
Dave,
fellas? He says, can't believe
Peacecraft,
Fowler went back to
Yam,
Dallas.
Scott G, Peter's in here. Appreciate everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
You got any questions, what you guys want us to talk about, just throw them in the chat, and we'll try to get to them.
What do you boys think about the retained list So if I just read it out here, who we've retained so far, and this is as up to date as I've got it. So Marcus Mariota at $8 million, Chris Rodriguez to tender, McNichols 1 year, Noah Brown 1 year, KJ Osborne 1 year, Ertz 1 year 6.25, Bates 3 years, Dieter a year, Trent Scott a year, Wagner a year 9 mil, Kevin Seymour 1 year, Noah I 1 year, Tressway 1 year, and Zane Gonzalez 1 year.
Most of them make sense.
I like pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I don't really get the Osborne and
Noah
Chris
Brown.
Rodriguez. Is I think they need to do something new in the running back room.
Well, I like Chris Rodriguez more than I like. We spoke about this earlier. Noah Brown. All right. KJ Osborne. The only thing I can think of is that they've got too many jerseys in stock. They just bought too many, and they got to sell them, so they're going to leave them on the team until training camp. But Noah Brown, to me, I mean, I saw lots of drop balls last year in key situations. You say 3 because that's what the stats say, but if you look at how they to compute a drop stat, it's like,
well, it has to touch 3 of his fingers on the left hand and only 2 on the right hand while he's got his finger up his ass with the other hand and he's got his head around.
There's so many little things. You've seen balls that are dropped that they say, that's not a drop. What? And Brown had, to me, at least 6. At least
You're
6.
discounting all the big plays that he had, though. And I'm not even included in the Hail Mary because
No, you shouldn't, because that fell in his hands. Yeah. No, I mean, look, the biggest play I remember.
And then also what he does in the run game. I mean, he will go out there and maul people.
Our run game
we needed a big fucking receiver.
Our
We
run
needed a big
game
receiver.
sucked.
But he is a blocker. He's a hell of a lot better blocker than fucking Terry McLaurin. That's
I
for
guess.
damn
I mean,
sure.
if he's down the field blocking a safety that knows the play is over because Brian Robinson ran right into the most people he can find again, what is he doing? Right? I mean, he's just
wanna
pushing
know
some
around
guy
that.
who's going
I'm glad
in.
he's
Yeah.
back. We got a big-bodied receiver, big target for Jaden, and he also draws a million fucking
PI flags.
PI. He does draw some PI, yeah. And that was one of his strengths last year. The play in the
Also
Giants game where we were
he
all
also
there.
lacerates a kidney on the sideline as well.
Hey,
you
you
go.
do that for us, we're gonna pay you. We're gonna bring you back for another year.
Well, he's got guts, I guess.
I'm just glad we didn't
They
fucking
almost
goddamn. Dimey Brown robbed the fucking Jaguars.
He did.
Oh mate, that was
Outright
funny.
Robbed them.
I kind of walked down the stairs, Jesse, and I could see like my wife sat there scrolling through X and who have we signed? Who have you signed? And I just sheepishly walked in and went, "Fuck off! $10 million."
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Oh.
That's 4. Because I was advocating for Diami Brown, but 6 was my top floor. That was it.
That's fair. I would have said 6. You can
That's
say
still a little too
okay,
rich for me.
but he's done nothing in 4 years and
He
had
hasn't done anything.
two decent games in a preseason, 2 decent games in the postseason. That's it.
He had some
That is
plays.
it.
He also had some mistakes.
Fumble.
And the fact is,
he
Yeah.
fumbled, had more fumbles than fucking touchdowns.
okay, that's fair.
Wild.
I'm not saying anything about that.
That's why he's wild.
The fact of the matter is, he's Jacksonville's problem now, and maybe he'll end up a professional wrestler. Isn't that what Saeed Khan's kid does? I have no
Yeah, he
idea.
I mean,
does.
we
yeah.
still need more receiver help. I'm sure that
We
will
do.
come.
That room does not because he Noah
Scott
Brown
G
to
was
me,
talking about
he's
kick
just a guy.
return with Osborne at kick return. Very well could be a possibility.
Well, what about
Yeah, good show.
we've got McCaffrey? Didn't he return a couple of kicks last
Yeah,
year?
he was
that's-
good.
He was good at kickoff
Decent.
I
returns.
thought
Can
he
he
was
return
pretty damn
punts?
good at that. You know,
Can he do-
But we
I
do
didn't
need
see
to
him
talk
do
about.
punts.
We need to find someone that will return punts. I just don't know if Carter or Crowder. I think he's gone. He did well when he was here. Could Osborne? I don't know. Did he?
Yeah.
Did he catch
Did
punts
OZ
at-
did OZ not do punts as well last year?
Yeah, OZ did punts,
Like
and
once
it
or
was
twice.
kind of scary every time he did catch a punt.
Yeah, he liked to bounce him off his shoulder pad. KJ
That was
Osborne,
surprising
he
we
was
didn't
a high
sign
pick,
him
wasn't
back.
he? Wasn't he a first-round pick with the Vikings?
Osborne, I don't
Osborne.
think so.
He was a
Yeah,
high pick.
he's high. He was a
he?
he was a high pick.
He was a
with
high
the
pick.
Vikings. Yeah, with the Vikings, he was. Yeah.
And
I don't know that
he had
he's ever
decent
done punt
season with them, but he barely got on the field with us. So
Oh, I know. Well, he signed at the end of the year.
Do you know what was weird?
Then
No,
they ordered all those
a
jerseys, and now they've got to keep it.
I thought he was a high pick. He wasn't. He was a 5th round draft pick in 2020, pick 176.
What am I thinking about?
I think he had like 500 some yards one year with the Vikings.
Yeah, he was decent for a season, but yeah. I mean,
Right.
I'm with you. There is a theme here, though, which is interesting, and I've watched a lot of the videos that the Commanders have put out, the pressers to the new signings and to the some who've re-signed. You brought it up, John, on X as well. I saw that. You're saying there's a theme where we're seeing that people saying things like, I don't want to play for another team. I still want to be in this coaching staff. You know, you had Jonathan Jones's interview was saying he'd spoke to Gilmore and said, what's Dan Quinn like? And he was like, "This is, you know, he's an amazing coach. It'll be the best move you've ever made." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Right, well, I'm convinced. I'm here." And that's what I'm hearing. I mean, Javon Kinlaw, for me, that was a bit of a head scratcher. I looked at that and thought, I'm not sure why we're paying that much money for this guy. But, you know, you've got to trust the process. And obviously, you're always going to overpay in free agency anyway. Everyone makes mistakes on contracts. It's not a huge cap hit in 2025.
His contract's not that bad when you take a look at it. It's
$7.5 million this year. It's not bad.
Yeah, and I mean, as it works out over the next couple of years, it's structured rather well. I thought most of the deals they wrote were really structured rather well.
Yeah.
But a DMV guy as well, you know, so he knows
that. I don't care about, you know, whatever. You grew
no,
up
I know that.
So
But
I can't play nose tackle.
He was. Me too. Yeah, I like the Kinlaw signing more than most people like the Kinlaw signing.
He got a 1,500-yard receiver? Oh, 500-yard receiver. Okay, thanks, Pete. Damn.
That space makes a difference there.
He grew up a hardcore Skins fan.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Which is cool. I think.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just saying
cool.
it's cool. It doesn't have anything to do with the price of rice, but it's cool.
It is pretty cool. And I do think it has something to do with the price of rice, although I'm not going to get into global economics right now. However, the Commanders' free agent moves have had, you know, there's been some moves that are going up and down across the world, and I'm not going to get into any of that. So, Scott, let's start with you. Who's your least favorite move that we've had this free agent period?
The one that I thought was a bit of a head scratcher, but I can understand it, was probably Eddie Goldman.
Eddie Goldman.
I'm like, I don't get what we're trying to do there. I know you need depth on the nose as a nose tackle. I get that. I completely understand. Maybe if you're looking at players that we brought back and you're going to use them, it's probably Rodriguez or Kelvin Seymour. Dieter. I mean,
Seymour is good at special teams. We need special teams.
Yeah, he is a special teams guy. He's a vet.
Maybe Dieter. I thought he was very poor when he played and he had to step in for Biadish last year. I thought he was pretty hopeless. There's better centres out there. There wasn't much in the free agent market. I mean, the big one was the guy who was from the Falcons who went to the Bears.
The Vikings cut somebody right after we signed Dieter.
Literally after we signed him.
Right after we signed him.
Wow. Okay. So I don't rate him, and I think Scouse last night to his point on our pod, he was saying, look, you need the O-line to be, the backups of the O-line to be as good, or the drop off not to be so massive. Whereas last year, if people got injured, you were like, what have we got here in depth? But now I think with the signings we've made, I think it's looking a lot better, that offensive line.
I think it's looking a lot better. I'm sorry, go ahead. You weren't finished. Go ahead.
Yeah, so on the defensive side of the ball, as you said about the elephant edge at the side, I mean, all these run stuffers are going to make a difference. Clearly, Peters has gone out there and said, what did we get killed on? Oh, the run game.
The run.
Right, okay. Well, we'll get people who will stop the run, and that's what they've done.
Right. Well, I mean, of course, it would be remiss of us to not. All right, so we're gonna have to change that to say the elephant on the edge if it starts to work.
Yeah, maybe
that'll do us all right, and then we can change. I only did that because Jesse gets horny. All right,
mine was Trent Scott.
Yeah, really? I kind of got some feels for Trent Scott.
I'm not a fan of Trent Scott. I think Dieter. I understand the Dieter signing because of his versatility at guard in at center. Trent Scott hasn't been good anywhere.
I like the pickup today of Nate Herbig though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did too.
I think he's going to be a starter. I think he's
going to be a right guard.
Until Cosby comes back, I think they're going to slide Tunsil,
slide Wiley inside.
Herbig, Biotish, Wiley, Coleman. That's
I think that sounds about right.
There.
Now,
See, I'm going the other way. I think Wiley will still start at right tackle, but I think Coleman goes inside to left guard because
my question is:
I can see the upside there for Coleman being an absolutely elite left guard who can play tackle if you need to. Whereas if you leave him the other side,
the tackle positions are not like interchangeable. That if you know how to play one, you know how to play the other.
That's what I'm
saying.
Has
he ever played right tackle? I don't know. I don't know.
He played everywhere at with TCU.
With TCU,
yeah.
So I honestly think he's got a better upside going inside to left guard, and then that side of the line is completely solid. If you think about it, you've got Tunsil, Coleman, and Biadish. Yeah. You're not getting through that left side.
You still have a swinging gate over there at right tackle.
You're always going to have that while Wiley's on the team.
I mean, come on.
He's better. He's a better guard than tackle. Always has been.
He is. We've got people on this show that are big fans of Wiley. We will not hear any slander towards Wiley.
So
do you loves that guy.
do you trade? Do you not trade? Do you use your draft pick to get a right tackle then?
No,
because there's some solid ones.
You've just restructured Wiley too. So how many years does that?
Yeah. So if you're going to say
2 years,
no more years, he's just restructured his money to give him the cash. So if you push Wiley inside to right guard, that's fine. But who are you need someone at right tackle then, unless you're going Coleman at right on the right side.
If he can do it, if he can do it,
I think that should be option number one. And by far, option number two is
so big.
Not for me.
Option number two is just to throw Coleman at left guard. That should be option two.
The bottom line is we've got options. Our offensive line got a lot better. All right? Laramie Tunsil aside, this guy we signed today from the Steelers, he's coming off a rotator cuff injury, but he's a decent player. And
Allegretti, he's fine. But he's so much better being a backup.
I don't know. He's better with a little bit of olive oil sprinkled on
him. Get on them knees.
Allegretti. I tell you what, he's a contrast. That dude is as ugly as can be, and when he starts to talk, it's just like...
Good swing guard, though. He's played right guard for us last year and left guard. So,
there's his problems. He kind of underwhelmed.
Trent
Scott can be your swing tackle.
I don't mind that. I thought Wiley played worse at guard than. I'm sorry. I thought Allegretti played worse at guard than Wiley did at tackle.
Okay. What's our timetable on Cosby? When are we expecting?
I don't expect him to be back before week
October.
Mid-October, maybe even
Is that when he starts to
mid-October.
get ready, or can he be ready by Thanksgiving? You think?
I think he'll be playing by Thanksgiving. I think week 8.
Okay.
Yeah, thereabouts.
It's one thing when a running back or a wide receiver or somebody like that has a knee and then they come back. It's not the same as it used to be. They can come back relatively quickly. It used to be a 2-year injury for some people. But those big guys, I get nervous about that because once
he had it in the playoffs, so
it was the Detroit game.
Yeah.
So it's late in the playoffs as well. It wasn't as if it was like, it's the Tampa Bay game and you've got a few more weeks. He's just had surgery, but he is rehabbing now already, which is a good thing to say, he's doing the rehab now. But it isn't going to be quick. ACLs are notoriously
what
bad.
They're doing. They're going into the season like Cosby's not going to be available, which they should.
Oh, hang on a second. I got Scouse on the line. He says, everything's okay. Wiley's under contract. We're all good. All right, thanks, man. See you later.
See, when I was speaking to Scouse about that, because that's obviously his field, so clinically he was like,
I thought he was kicking. I thought kicking was
he will be kicking. No, he was saying mid-October he thinks he'll be.
We're talking about the injury. I thought we were talking about the people that Scouse's field seems to be telling us when people are shiting when they're not.
That's very true. That's very true. I think Scouse just wants Scouts just wants good depth, and I agree with him. But you can't do it all in one season, can you?
No, you can't.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
I think we're building in the trenches right now,
and you'll draft for your quality players that will turn into that as time goes on. I think we should play a gambling game like this. We get everybody in here. All right, we could fit 10 people on this screen. All right, and everybody throw $1 down or $5 down or whatever on whatever name comes up, and we just throw a name out there when you bet on whether Scouts will call him shite or not.
I'll win some money.
You just keep you have Scouts like in the darkened chamber over
there's
here.
not many players he's going to say that's not shite.
Well, shite.
True.
Right.
Very true.
Right. Josh Allen. Shite. Can't win in this. Get to the Super Bowl. Shite.
Lamar Jackson, shite.
I think that would be a fun game, and I promised him I wouldn't make fun of him today. But I think that's fair game. He is a Wiley fan, and we're all happy for him.
Well, yeah.
All right. So speaking of other things that Scouts is really knowledgeable about, Zane Gonzalez is back. We all right with that?
Oh, Mr. OCD. No, I'm not. No, I'm
Why?
not.
Really? Why not? I don't know why everybody's so down on him. The dude came through for us.
No, I want to see a better kicker than that, percentage-wise. And
Oh my God!
there he is. He's going for it.
He's got to get his hair straight. It's fleas or something.
No, it wasn't that. It was the. It was the. No, that's it. You there, Jesse?
See, we should have done this before we started the podcast. That's what I
should have done. It was the 27. It was the 27 times he had to put his left sock on that got me. I'm like, dude, you're kicking in about 25 seconds. What are you doing?
Dude, for a kicker.
I mean, I get it.
Perfect.
It's just crazy. I mean, Seibert was better than him percentage-wise. If you actually want to look at it properly.
I thought Seibert was good too. Yeah.
But
except for the one game that he missed the one kick, the big kick.
Yeah. But at the same time, you go, right, is there anything out there that's better than what we've got? There are some kickers in the draft. I know it sounds stupid. Deuce wants a kicker in the 7th round.
Never. Deuce?
Nah.
What? Never.
He does.
Never
There's two decent kickers in the draft.
The way I see it is this. You're picking in the 7th round, all right? Take a bet. Just take a slight gamble that guy's going to fall out and you're going to have a chance at him as an undrafted free agent.
I agree.
Never draft a kicker. All these people used to tell me all the time, oh, I remember when the Raiders, they drafted Sebastian Janikowski. Oh, you know how many games they lost by 3 points? Yeah, well, what the fuck did they ever win with that Polish asshole? Nothing. And the reason I call him that is because he got caught with all kinds of date rape drugs. And they didn't deport him because he was a good kicker. And I'm like, well, if you're not going to take him out. So I'll call him any name I want. Look. You don't draft a kicker. What was his name? For the Buccaneers draft, they traded up to draft Rodrigo, whatever his name was.
Blankenship.
No, Blankenship was with the Colts. He had those.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was the glasses
guy. He was really good one year, and then all of a sudden he was gone. Nobody wants to talk to him. No, Younghoe Koo's all right. I'm talking about the guy that the Buccaneers traded up to draft some guy. Roberto. They traded up into like the 2nd round to pick him, and they cut him the next year.
He was shit.
Terrible. Never draft a kicker. Y'all know how I feel about it. You want a kicker? Get a big school bus, drive down through South America, and just pick up every kid you see playing.
Roberto Aguayo or something like that.
That's it, Roberto Aguayo. Now see, as an old sports fan, that hurts me in the heart because I remember Alexis Arguello. And if anybody is a good boxing fan and remembers Alexis Arguello, to have this guy come along and get drafted like that and then stink like that, to take this name.
Roberto Aguayo drafted? I think it was the 2nd round.
Yeah, I think it was 2nd round. They traded up for him.
Yeah.
Scotty, you like boxing? You know Alexis Arguello?
I do like boxing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Dude.
59th overall pick.
59th. Wow.
There you go. They traded up to get him. And he was terrible. They cut him the very next year. It was like just taking that pick and wiping your butt with it.
They traded up and gave up their 3rd and 4th round pick that year for that.
Peacecraft, I think you're right. I think they were actually mad at Seibert for the Dallas game because I can't say the man lied, but he said he was it. He said he was fine. I don't know how they let him. I don't know. If you're a Scouts would have to tell us. How can you fool the trainers, and not be fine? He missed the kick. So, yeah, I agree with Peace there. All right, so my least favorite move of the whole thing. You know, I was thinking about this because it would have been Noah Brown hands down. All right, because look. You know, it's not that I have anything against Noah Brown. It's just that we picked him up late August last year. I think that you can upgrade on this guy. You can upgrade, but KJ Osborne, that kind of trumps that. What the hell? What the? I don't even know what
KJ Osborne.
What do you see there? You know, the Vikings gave up on him. The Bills gave up on him. You know what? I don't know what you see there that you're looking at him as like our number 4 wide receiver. So, I guess I will see. In AP, we trust. So, go ahead, Scotty.
No, I was just thinking. You got me thinking there. You know, Alexis, the boxer. Was he from, where the hell was he from? Like Nicaragua or something?
Nicaragua.
Yes. How did I pull that out of the bag?
Because he stopped boxing to go back and fight the
politics,
Sandinistas.
Wasn't it?
No, it wasn't politics. Yeah. He went to war. That dude went down and joined the resistance against the. Yeah, he went to war. Alexis Arguello. He had a couple of wars. What was that boxer's name? Oh, Jesus Christ! He used to throw like 1,000 punches around. Oh, sugar! His name was the Hawk. He had a
bantamweight, wasn't he?
No, and he fought Arguello a couple of times, some real wars. And in one of those fights, they caught him drinking from this little brown bottle. They didn't know, but that dude was like completely out of his mind, just throwing punches. Oh, what was his name? Son of a gun! Somebody's going to remind me of that goddamn name. He was a good fighter because you couldn't stop him from throwing punches. Oh well, I'll have to remember who it was.
There you go.
So, who was your favorite re-signing that we made?
For me, Bobby Wagner or Zach Ertz, one of the two. I think they were both
the right way.
But both big locker room guys, and they were needed. They were needed in this in here. I loved Ertz's interview. You know, when he said like, "I don't want to go anywhere else. This is home." Eric Pryor, yeah.
Aaron Pryor. That's who it was. Yeah, Aaron Pryor. That dude was a fucking beast.
I really like the Nick Ballore signing. Getting him back.
Yeah, good.
He really,
very good.
Even though he, what was it? The New York game. I think it was his first game with us.
He stopped the touchdown.
Yeah, he also made a mistake too. Yeah, he got a penalty on
opening kickoff
touchdown.
It was Eckler, wasn't it?
It was the opening kickoff.
But other than that, he was lights out, and you know, not enough love goes to our special teamers.
Don't start.
Don't start. Scotty in the heart. Scotchy says, is Scott getting concerned that FA isn't? I mean, Scott, you're the International Fan of the Year, man. Pull some strings.
Already have.
But Nick Ballore coming back is very, very important for our special teams unit.
I agree. And, you know, I'll tell you what, I can't remember the name of the account on X. It was just some nobody account that said the Commanders are going to sign this guy, Nick Ballore. And I remember a lot of people just ragged on him. Who the hell are you and who the hell is that? And then sure enough, like 3 days later, they did. And it just stuck in my mind. I wish I remembered who it was so I could give him his props. But that was a quality signing. We need good special teams. And I like what Larry Izzo's able to do. I like that we play aggressive on special teams. I like how they get down there. Jeremy Reeves, I don't know if you saw the tweet that he put out the other day, but he wants to be a Commander for life, and I'm all for it. Revo, man, I want to see Reeves finish his career here and get up in the Ring of Fame. I want to see Reeves, Jeremy. I want to see 2 sticks, fumbles, forced fumbles, and pick one up and score with it. That's what I'm looking for.
He had a pretty quiet year last year.
He did his job.
Yeah, he's still good on specials, and that's what he's there for.
Specials did give up the one big play in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kevontae Turpin.
Turpin got paid, too. I mean, as much as Dallas could pay.
The Mariota signing as well. I thought it was important for him to come back.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm full circle on Mariota. Well, not full circle. I'm 180 on Mariota. I didn't like it last year at this time when we signed him. I didn't know why. I thought he's a bum. But he proved his worth.
He's fucking shite.
He is shite. He's shite.
It's good.
But he proved his value as a mentor, and
he was decent.
Well when he
was decent in relief when he played.
Yeah, and when he had to play, you know, he didn't disappoint.
No. And he's still got wheels. You saw that against the Cowboys. I was like, wow, okay, we're getting
that's all he did for Philadelphia last year, and for the Raiders before that was when they put him in. He was running. So, John
he was
Bates.
good. He was very good against the Panthers as well. I thought in that game.
Mm-hmm. John Bates got rewarded for being a very good blocker, I would say.
Quite a big contract by the looks of it as well. I've heard various different bits being torted around, but now I'm like, yeah.
I don't know that he's just a guy, but he's like just a guy's big friend. I know you love him. You're tripping me out this year, dude. You're like the complete 180 of the Jesse that was shitting on everybody all the time. Now you're all like everybody. I'm all in forever, all of them.
I really like Bates. I think he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. I don't really care for us passing the ball to him, but you need guys like that.
He did make one big play this year.
Yeah.
I think it was against Detroit in the playoffs, wasn't it? He had that nice big.
Okay, once in a while, and that's what he's here for, man. And I think he deserved the contract, and it's nice. There's players, and what he said in his I think he was on the Grant Danny show, snippet of it. He was like, it's night and day difference between when he first got here and now. And it really shows, players like that. It shows how big of a difference culture makes.
Well, Pete puts up. He thinks it was 3 years, $7 million. It's not the money that I think. It's just it's the 3 years, which for this group seems to be unusual. They don't really sign people to too long of a contract.
Well, like Bates, I said, are you talking about the Bates contract?
Yeah, he got. Like I said, he got rewarded for really essentially being, to me, a good blocker, not an exceptional blocker, not a great blocker.
He's touted league wide as one of the best blocking tight ends in the entire NFL.
Well, those people that are doing the touting are touters that tout a lot. And I don't know about all their touting, but what I've heard touted has never been quite so much. Scotty, what do you think? You had it. You were.
I don't mind. I don't mind John Bates. I just don't know if it was a little expensive for what he was. I heard it was like up to 15 mil. I mean, honestly,
up to 15?
over the 3 years. Oh no, here you go. It was John Bates will sign a big 3-year deal worth 21 million. 11.5 11.5 guaranteed. That's what it is. That's why I'm like, ooh, okay.
Jesse either just asked John Bates' contract to his phone, or he said John's an idiot.
Because I completely John Bates. He said.
Sorry,
so it's 21 mil over 3 years with 11.5 guaranteed. But then when you read it or you Google it or you look at it, you can't see the contract anywhere. So I don't know what it actually is. And is that Ari? What was he called? Ari? I can't remember his name.
Ari Mezoff or whatever.
Yeah, that's him. And is he that a reliable source?
He retweets. I don't know. Who's calling Tel Aviv to break news? Right?
Well, yeah.
That's where he's located, I think.
I think so.
I don't know what it is. I think Peace has a point there that speaks what they think of Sinnott, but at the same time, Sinnott is young. Bates didn't look. To me, Bates isn't a jag. He's not just a guy, but he's just a guy's kind of bigger friend. And that's about it. To me, that's about it. You're getting that kind of a contract for blocking? Dude, you better never miss.
Tight ends is one of the most hardest positions to learn because you got to learn two different things. You got to
do a lot of squats.
The offensive line and also the receiving aspect of it. It takes tight ends 2 to 3 years to actually. Brock Bowers they don't grow on trees like that. You don't ever see tight ends come into the league ready to fucking go like he did. Sinnott is still the future of this team. I will
in 3 years
guarantee
possibly.
that.
So, I'm not going to infer any gay stuff to that, but really I could have torn that apart. It is hard to be a tight end. It takes a lot of work.
So 1 minute ago, bit of breaking news. The Seahawks have agreed to terms with Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp wants to stay on the West Coast.
How much
likely to make $15 million a year?
Too much for my blood.
No kidding. Way too. Look, to me, everything that was needed to be said about Cooper Kupp was said by the Rams when they said, "We want to trade this guy, and we'll give you anything you want for him. We'll eat cap on him. We'll eat money on him. We just need him out of here." And I think it was because that beard that he grew, it's fucking hideous. And they were like, dude, you got to get that thing out of here.
It is hideous, dude. It just
it's a
doesn't
freaking
look right
ridiculous beard. He's, like Grizzly Adams out there. Hey, speaking of people in L.A., welcome to town, Benjamin St. Just. We have all gotten much better. There we go. We've gotten much better.
I saw someone, and I had to tweet them back. They're like, Yeah, I watched him last year. He was good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was good.
I said, what the fuck were you watching? Like, seriously?
No, it wasn't that. It was the one after your reply where someone put a picture up of Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah.
I was pissing myself.
That's how
laughing.
you know everything's bad. He's at the line of scrimmage doing this, and you're just fucked. I said,
And then I've seen the other end where like there's been Chargers fans going, oh yeah, and they believe in the hype,
we
and then
needed
one
him,
Charger,
Benjamin
then
St.
one
Juice,
Charger fan obviously researched it, looked at it, and went, this is the shit that we brought in. And it was just 25 getting burnt, and I was like, yep, that's
And
BSJ.
good luck to him. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, the dude was just plumb awful here.
Or he
and
was terrible.
I just can't. I
I'll
can't
give it-
wait till he
I-
fucks something up in the game, and we have to watch.
I'll give it
we
to
want-
him this. He tried his ass off. He just
That
wasn't-
doesn't mean
did.
anything.
He just wasn't good.
No.
Wasn't fucking good.
That's what I want to see, is Jim Harbaugh waddling his ass down the sidelines to ask him what the fuck just happened on that.
Yeah, but he's a Michigan guy. That's where he came from. So obviously Jim Harbaugh has coached him.
No,
He was a Michigan
Minnesota.
player?
He played-
Yes.
I think so. He was a gopher.
He didn't play for Michigan.
I think he did.
No, he didn't.
I just
Look
think
it
he
up.
sounds
I'll bet
like he's
you
from
a jersey.
Jersey bet. Jersey bet.
I'm not doing a jersey there. He might have transferred.
He
gonna look at this
he
now.
was recruited. He was recruited to Michigan. but
And then
he
they
went
saw
to
him play, and they
Minnesota.
went, never mind. Go play for Minnesota.
Okay.
He's going to have to, like I said on the Red Zone last night, he's going to have to go learn a whole new language out there because it's a whole different speak in California. He's going to have to learn how to say things like, "What are you talking about, like ref dude? I didn't grab anybody."
Okay, so I'm reading
Huh?
here. St. Just attended various college football camps. He was offered a scholarship to play for Michigan Wolverines under Jim Harbaugh. He played 12 games for the Wolverines as a freshman in 2017, but redshirted as a sophomore due to a hamstring injury. Graduated from Michigan 2 years later with a bachelor's degree in sports management, and then transferred to the University of Minnesota. I
This
should have
is
took
like-
the bet.
Here's what the deal. You're right. You should have took the bet.
know.
No, you didn't.
didn't.
You cowardly international fan of the year.
No, I thought for some reason because I saw the signing and I saw a picture of BSJ and Jim Harbaugh together, and he was in a Michigan top, and I thought,
I've
is
never
he
seen.
just
I
being
never
a
knew he
fan?
went to Michigan. I never knew
You know,
that.
what's going to happen is this. This is one of these things where Harbaugh is going to have a rebound and think that this is his ex still looking like she was back then. And he's going to get Benjamin St. Just and go,
Oh, been there, done that.
what the hell have you done? Goodness Christ.
What the fuck happened to you?
Can you imagine this thing? Benjamin St. Just and Emmanuel Forbes hit the town. Right? I
Is
bet
he on
you.
the?
Yeah,
No,
well, he's
no,
with the
sorry,
Rams.
no. Yeah.
Forbes with the
Who's-
Rams. St. Just is with the Chargers. They share a locker. I think they both live in it.
Is he with the Rams? Forbes?
Forbes, yeah.
This is with the Rams.
Cam Curl's still with the Rams, isn't he, as well?
He
Cam
hides
Curl's
behind
with
the
the
goalposts once in a while. No one can find him. But
He's making extra money this year by being a parking meter downtown. they're giving him a percentage of all the quarters he can collect.
I mean, that guy had the skinniest legs I've ever seen in my
Honest
life.
to God.
It was the bit that got me was when he was walking in one day and the iPhone was bigger than his leg. I was like, what is going on here?
I love the bit where somebody said that his knee looked like George Foreman. And we isolate. Look, Forbes is out on the coast now. They just assume he's vegan. They just look at him and go, "He's vegan. It's okay." Yeah, and they're gonna
Good old Californians.
There you go. Good idea. Bring some trail mix that you can throw at Benjamin St. Just because he's gonna be
like he's a pigeon.
Get out of here, you Canadian.
It's some bread, yeah.
Right.
Throw him
Yeah.
like a pigeon.
Dude's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
roasted down there.
What do you think the next move is, John? Do you think there's anything that we're going to go back in for in free agency on the second wave?
Honest to God, I thought that we were done 2 days ago, and we keep still making signings. We made this signing of this guard from Pittsburgh
Got a lot
like
of holes. We got a lot of
an hour
roster
before we
spots to
started.
fill.
We do.
Well, it's weird because we started. What did we start with? We had like 20-something players on the roster, or 40 players or something.
It was
I think
the
we're at
same- it was
seven,
like
we're at
34. We were at
70
the
now.
same place last year.
Yeah, 34. We're at 70 now. So we need to find 20 players from somewhere.
Hang on. Oh, they want to see if I can play.
We've got 20 players.
Nah.
No, I'm busy.
It's my knee and my face. I can't play. Got an injury on the face. By the way, kids,
so we've got
use your
20
sunscreens.
Players. 20 players to find, count bodies.
No,
But when you
5
think
more,
about that
5
way, if you
more,
say 20 players there, we've got 5 draft picks. That takes them away. Then you've got 15 camp bodies, or you maybe
we'll
got
probably
one
get another
more
at least
signing.
4 undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Peters was active after June 1st last year too. And he likes it when he scours the wire when people get cut. That's where we got Noah Brown. So,
True.
I'm
But
not.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Somebody
there's got to be
asked me
one more out there. Do you think it's an edge rusher? Like, is it Darius Smith, as you said?
Okay, so that brings up a question. We're at 29. All right. Mm-hmm. I've seen mocks, and we all know what we think about those, except for Scotty, who loves them. But I've seen mocks of, experts that say that we've got chances at very good quality edge rushers at 29. So here's the question. Do you stay at 29? You trade back? What would you do here, Jesse?
All right, so you don't just draft an edge rusher just to get an edge rusher. It's gotta be able
No.
to
I
fit
mean,
with
but
the team.
I'm seeing that Mike Green could fall to us.
Possibly, I don't know. We'll see.
Anything's
you
possible.
You just don't know. In all this talk
29's
about
weird.
trade back, it takes 2 to tangle. You don't. It's not
unless you got a
automatic that
knife.
you can. It's not automatic you can fucking trade back, and people aren't fucking realizing that. So yeah,
mad.
you have to keep your options open there. This draft is full of defensive linemen, it's full of edge rushers, and it's full of running backs. Now, all the running backs coming out, they're like the same fucking player. They're the big backs. There's no fast, like quick twitch type backs in this draft. But I do see us getting one in the 4th round.
Okay.
I think our first and second round. Say we're just drafting. Okay, we're not talking about trades.
Right. Well, I picked Speedy Gonzalez. I think
You got to go. You got to go heavy on the defense. I'm talking an edge rusher or cornerback.
You've also got to look at being able to refill these guys, these 1-year deals that we've signed. All right, so yeah, we've only got 5 picks left? 4.
Yeah.
We recouped a 4th. We lost the 2nd. We got the 1st. No, we lost the 3rd, right? So we've got the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th, a 6th, and 2 7ths, right?
I've got it here. We haven't got 2 7ths either. The actual picks that we've got
I think we
left.
traded them away.
Oh,
we did. It was part of so the picks remaining we have is round 1, 29. We have round 2, 61. We have the 4th rounder from the Texans, pick 128. We also have round 6, 205. And then in round 7, we do have a 7th. It's 245 is the pick that we've got.
So
Let me just say something real quick, Jesse.
Round
Hold
picks,
on, real quick. Let me just say something. Hey, everybody. Howdy out there. I just noticed, I don't know how this happens every doggone time we do a podcast, but somebody else, I guess, does a podcast and ends up like right about now, and we get this big giant burst of people that come into the room. So welcome, everybody. Here they are. They just arrived. So look, man, put a like on us, put a thumbs up on us, put whatever you can on us, subscribe, send us pictures of your sister and everything. Oh, the whole 9 yards. We do it for you. Right. So go ahead. I'm sorry to have broken you off there. Go ahead, Jesse. Please. You had something
regardless
very
of what
prescient to say.
happens, our first and second rounders, if we pick, our first, and second, they got to be starters. And
Yes, well, that's anyway.
edge rusher. If there's an edge rusher that they like there, I think you got to take it.
See, the only time that I would disagree with something like that is if you were the Patriots and you have won 3 out of the last 6 Super Bowls or 3 out of the last 5 Super Bowls, and you're going to have the same coach for the next 20 years, and you know that this guy that you pick at number 31 or 32, you can sit him down for 2 years, or you can bring him along slowly because he's going to fit what you're going to do because you know what you're going to do. For all of us Commanders fans, we've been on the carousel for so long in so many different ways, we don't understand how this kind of stuff works. And I think that that's what we're seeing with these 1-year deals. And I think you're right. We're going to be picking these younger players to come up and fulfill what these guys are going to leave behind.
Now,
If that's what you said. And if you did, you were very smart.
what I would like to happen is, sure, somebody in the second round sees a player that they cannot do, like they really want this player and they want to put, have that fifth year option,
spot.
And to jump up into and to give us another, a third and a.
Well, how far back in the second are you going to drop, though? How far do you want to go?
Hopefully not that far. A couple spots.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's only a couple spots.
Get their second, their third, and something else. Probably like either fourth or fifth or something like that. Just to be able to get some more players to hopefully groom into. We get 2 second round picks. That should be still 2 starters.
Pete filling in admirably for Max not being here tonight. Thank you very much, Pete Storn, for Brizzle. With 5 picks, we got a first, second, fourth, sixth, and 7th.
But I mean, Peter's right. It all depends on how the board shapes up and who they like, and But I do know Peters is going to want to add a couple more picks to the draft,
either for this year or for next year. I could see him doing a little more wheeling and dealing. But yeah, I'd rather have him this year too, because we do have slots to fill, and I don't want to all just fill them with ground beef. I'd rather have something out there that we've got some prospect.
Next year you could trade Terry for a boatload of picks.
Get out of here with you and this and that. Jesus Christ!
What
Didn't
about
I just say
one
all these
name
people
that's-
just came in the door? You're going to give them a bad impression.
I know, just joking.
One name that is still out there as an edge rusher that hasn't been signed. What about Azeez Ojulari?
I'm interested, sure.
If it's cheap, you know what I mean?
It depends on the price, but yeah, I mean, he's got talent.
If he's still out there, the price isn't
ate
going
our
to be
ass
much, or he's asking too much.
every game that he played us, he ate the shit out of it.
All right, well, let's see here. Let's see here real quick. Azeez Ojulari.
Ojulari, yeah.
Where's he from?
He's 25. He's 25.
Where's he from?
New York.
He played on the Giants.
Oh, okay. You'd have to put your thing back up in here, Jesse. No, I don't. I know he's from the Giants, but where's he from?
But I have no idea.
Yeah, see, I don't have an overlay for that, and I don't have the thing to put Scott back in the right position. So we're all shit out of luck with that. I think we were actually talking about our favorite in-house move. I kind of like the fact that we gave Jeremy McNichols another contract. I liked the way he played last year, and a lot of people were like, why? He's just a schmuck. Well, dude, for one, he's got some decent wheels. We've seen that. He's a veteran presence again in the locker room. And number 3, that dude stones a linebacker and a blitzing safety like nobody's business. He will flip them dudes upside down, and make them remember his name. So when you see a lot of these moves that we've made along the trenches, especially on offense, they're protecting Jaden. And that's why McNichols is there. Protect Jaden from these blitzes. And I tell you this, of all our backs last year, I don't think anybody did it better than him. Robinson's pretty good at it, but McNichols puts a lick on a guy.
Yeah, no, you need that veteran back that, can do pretty much everything.
He's got some shiver to him, too, man. He's got some shake.
Yeah.
I like that. Scotty, have you ever put a lick on a guy?
Playing rugby, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you boys do over there for fun. Is that is that what you do in the scrum? Is that what it's
Yeah, only the foolhardy put their heads in dark tunnels, John. You know that.
Oh, yes, I know that. I used to have hair, Scott. All right. Let's see here. Do we have anything left that we want to touch on in this particular podcast today? Is there anything that we haven't gone over? Go ahead, Scotty.
The only other thing I'm thinking about is corners now. Now we've signed, obviously, Jonathan Jones.
We signed.
He's quite small. Do we then? Is this an indication that we're going to keep Mikey on the outside, or do you see a Rasul Douglas or an Asante Samuel Jr., someone like that coming in, or a draft pick coming in to compete on the outside?
I'm kind of surprised Samuel is still out there, to be honest with you. If
I am
he stays
too.
out there,
He's
not great. But
terrible
we're not looking for him.
Not
He's
as
not looking
bad.
for him to be.
He's not as
Dude,
bad.
I don't want. Deion Sanders was a terrible tackler. Deion Sanders' tackling method was, I'm just going to hold on until the safety gets here. That's pretty much it, and that's all you really want. If your cornerback is making a lot of tackles, it's not a good sign. Jonathan Jones, his age is what it is. I mean, 31. I know everybody thinks is ancient these days, but I don't think it is so much anymore. But does he have the speed to play inside anymore with these quick twitches from these inside receivers? Mikey's a natural slot corner, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, but he's also excellent on the outside. I think it's a matter of what can Jones do, and then Mikey takes up whichever one, is not what Jones is doing, and not because of Jones's talent, because Mikey is that versatile. So I think Jones is on the outside, and you gotta hope somebody gives him some help over the top, because I'm not convinced about his speed. I love his tackling, down close under the line of scrimmage. There's something to be said for a corner that'll stick his nose in there and set that edge and make that guy turn back inside. Fred Smoot, I'm looking at you.
Jonathan Jones is highly, highly popular with coaching staff and fan base. I mean, he spent 8 years undrafted free agent.
Taylor Swift is highly popular. I don't want her playing quarterback.
Just listening to the interviews from the Pats reporters.
I did listen
week.
to.
Yeah, they were surprised they didn't bring him back.
She's got bow legs, John. It won't work.
Not gonna work. She's gonna be running down the field. Her tits are gonna be bouncing all over the place.
And I think he's probably going to be.
Have you seen Taylor Swift?
He's going to be
if
the
they run, they run.
outside receiver or outside cornerback.
Yeah, I think he's on the outside. Well, what are we looking at? What do we got here?
That's Taylor Swift.
Don't do my girl like that. God
Scott with the
damn,
improv.
Scott.
Way to go. So you know what? Speaking of her, I read Jason Kelsey said he's got some kind of financial trouble. How the hell could he be in money trouble?
The man's on every commercial possible. If I see another Marriott Bonvoy fucking advert, woo! All that.
I guess it costs money to bang Taylor Swift. It costs money to be.
Oh, you talking about Travis, or are you talking about the
not
other
Jason?
Kelsey?
No, not Jason. Yeah,
Oh,
Travis.
Jason's. Yeah, he's doing all right. I don't know about
Jason's doing just
Travis.
fine. Travis, I mean, he should be doing all right, don't you think? But I guess, like I said,
you would think so, wouldn't
when
you?
your girlfriend says, "Let's go to Paris," you go, okay.
But she's a bit. She's got actually well over $1 billion. So
yeah.
Dude
needs to take a lesson
fair
from Tom
play.
Brady. Right.
Yeah.
All right, so the Raiders, they picked up what's his name, Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, my God, yeah. And
But
Darnold's
they
gone
got-
to the Seahawks.
I didn't
Pete
understand
Carroll-
that at all.
Because it's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll goes for his guys. And I tell you, if there's anybody that when it comes to I'm getting my guys that I believe in, it's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's got that kind of trust as far as I'm
Seattle
concerned.
traded Geno Smith for fucking Sam Darnold.
And
got-
Sam Darnold
Got
started
rid
to
of
go
DK
back to his way.
Metcalf and signed Cooper
what do they
Kupp.
got?
What the fuck is going on in Seattle? Makes no sense.
I don't know. Metcalf went to
Pittsburgh.
Steelers.
for they wanted a first and third. They ended up taking a can of Alpo, I think.
Well, they got a
So,
second.
it was a decent. It got a second
it was
and
a good haul.
and something
It was a good
else.
haul. Two years worth
it
of
wasn't
draft
what they
picks.
wanted.
I think it was a second of fourth, and they
DK
swapped picks as well later.
DK Metcalf, George Pickens, and
They're
Aaron
gonna fight
Rodgers.
each other. They're gonna fight each
Well,
other.
Aaron Rodgers,
They don't even. You know what, though?
Aaron Rodgers is going to be in Minnesota, taking the same path old Brett fucking Favre did.
There you go.
If he does end up in Pittsburgh, and you have Pickens, Metcalf, and Rodgers, do you think this could be the year Mike Tomlin gets fired, or he's actually like, "Fuck this, I'm out"? I just can't do anything.
He might be like, you know what? I've had enough of this guy's ego.
Yeah.
Dude, this picture of Aaron Rodgers on the beach the other day with a blanket around. Can I be any more of an insufferable douchebag?
Some shit.
I just don't know.
Just hang
Dude,
it up.
I gotta
dude.
say, as a Commanders fan, just watching these teams cycle through. I think Jameis Winston is a fair possibility. Just watching them talk about these guys. Oh, we are so lucky right now because we had those conversations, right?
Yeah.
We had. those
You wanted
conversations.
Jameis Winston.
We're actually sitting here talking
What's wrong
about
with you?
Sam Howell. Let's go with Sam Howell.
Well, look at what's happening though. It's all the shitty third stringers, like second string backup quarterbacks. I mean, Taylor Heineke got paid $6 million.
From the Chargers. The Chargers asked Benjamin St. Juste, "Oh yeah, throw it," because Heineke was the only guy he could defend a pass against in practice. That was why.
I mean, there's been lots of that. I mean, where did DTR go? Did he go to the Eagles? And Kenny Pickett, yeah, he did. Kenny Pickett went to the Browns, and DTR's gone to the Eagles as the backup quarterback.
You know who was interested to find that Kenny Pickett was Deshaun Watson? Said, "Oh, you got disjointed. You got thumbs with a double
Little
joint.
tiny.
You got a double jointed thumb."
There was
Come
a
here.
tweet that was so fucking funny. I think it said Deshaun Watson had something to do with Kenny Pickett coming to Cleveland. He said, "Your hands are small. I can do interesting things with them," or something like that. And it was goddamn fucking hilarious.
You ever heard of fisting?
Oh. Thingy was there as well. What was it? Thingy went yesterday, didn't he? He had a visit with the Browns. Saw pictures of him in his car. Mr. Unlimited himself, Russell Wilson, and he is apparently with the Giants today. So the Giants.
Dude, it's
Daniel
like circling the
Jones.
bowl. He's like the cockroach in the toilet right now. He's like,
Daniel
hey,
Jones
this
is,
turd seems like it's an all right place
where-
to stand, but let
where
me go
did- where
visit
did
that
he
other
go?
turd.
the Colts. He's
The
going
Colts,
to.
that's it,
He's
Daniel
going
Jones,
to
yeah.
compete with Anthony Richardson to
That's
be
right.
the Colts' starting quarterback. Joe Flacco is actually. It's either going to be Joe Flacco or Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Giants. I think.
Oh my word!
I think the Giants.
Joe
are gonna start bad.
Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Now the Giants. I don't know if anybody's been paying
Cam
attention
Ward.
to their offseason. They've built a fucking good defense.
Their
they
defense
signed
looks
some
good.
Really good
Pol-
players.
Paulson and Debo, Holland,
yeah.
two good signings there straight away.
Yeah, I got a big Giants fan that works with me, and we talk about it every day. And they're building defense. They ain't got no quarterback, but their defense is going to be pretty fucking good.
So that's why I think Joe Shane goes all in and goes, let's trade for number one. I think they get the first pick in the draft.
Like, neither one
I
of
really
those
do.
quarterbacks are.
No,
nowhere
I know
near
that.
worth the number
I know
one
that.
pick. They're not
So
worth
do you-
they're not worth top 10. They're not even worth top 20.
So do you if you were in their shoes and you knew your job was on the line, because it is, and you're probably going to get fired anyway at the end of the season, do you hold on that pick and say, hey, you know what, I will as Deshaun, the man himself, or do you say, I'll take an Abdul Carter at 3, let's just say, and
I'm looking at him and
I will
number one, dude.
It depends on who they.
No,
if they
no,
can get
no,
Russell
no.
Wilson,
He's-
because Russell Wilson played
That's
well
what I mean.
last year with Pittsburgh. That's the route I would go. I would get Russell, and I'd go with Carter. That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
Okay. I think Carter's not going to go number one overall, John. No chance. No way.
No chance.
No, he's got an injury.
But he's the best player in the draft, though.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I like Cam Ward, but if Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward was in this past year's draft, they would not
Fourth
have been
rounders.
picked. They wouldn't have been picked in the first round.
No chance.
So,
Is this it? What is this? Hang on. What is this?
and Sanders, I think, is going to be a straight up bust.
Oh yeah. It's Deshaun Watson. That's right. That's my Deshaun Watson record.
Lick your fingers, oh baby,
Kenny
lick
Pickett.
your thumb. Ball your hand into a fist and stick it up my bum. I know you know me, my name gets around. I'm the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Now stick it in. Oh, baby.
All right, we got
As if that took you like an afternoon.
My name is Watson and I play for the Browns. I like running, passing, and scoring touchdowns. Now here is something that I bet you don't know. I like sticking things up in my butthole. Yep, no matter what it is, I'm game for anything. Go get a candle, a salami from the fridge. Just warm it up, please. Oh, maybe just a smidge. A banana, a broomstick, even a flagpole. I like sticking things up my butthole. Go Browns! Thanks for all the money.
Yep. That is my favorite one by far. I got a bunch of these things here.
Mr. Hamster, you up inside my ass. Oh, Mr. Hamster,
Deshaun Watson sings the blues.
Yes.
all up inside my ass. You better stop your running round. I'm on TV and I got to throw a pass.
So there you go.
Deshaun Watson, everybody. Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, boy, I'll tell you what.
Go on and get the Crisco. That woman don't be no fool. I said go on and get the Crisco. That woman don't be no fool.
I think I got one.
Strap on this here dildo. Ride this Sean like a ready mule. Forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
I told you in my song. Now won't you be my friend? Get something rounded on the end. Make sure it's long and straight. 'Cause that's what feels great. I got nowhere to go. So work it nice and slow and stick it up my butt. Up my butt. Up my butt. Stick it up my butt.
There you go. Our tribute to Deshaun Watson.
Oh, dear.
I'm glad all of you people that have joined us late could be part of that. I'm telling you what, this is the kind of stuff you get if you come in early. I mean, that was from last year when we were getting ready to play the Browns. Oh, let's get Deshaun's ass right off of Scott's face there.
For timestamp guy, that's 1 minute, 1 hour 21. But yeah, Scott G's right. The NFL is questioning the decision of selecting me now due to my ties to this podcast. I mean, the thing that makes it with that last song, Joy, is the backing vocals.
I think I did a great job. Oh, shit. You know the best part of all doing all that kind of shit is that, I know, I'm in here in my house doing that, and I mean, people are walking down the street out, stick it up my butt. I'm singing songs like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we have come to the end of this here program.
I think so.
Let's get the music going here. All right, I don't know when we're going to be here the next time. By the way, wear your sunscreens, ladies and gentlemen, or you'll end up on a podcast with a fucking white thing on your face looking like this. By the way, I was on Red Zone in the Lab podcast last night. Sign up, subscribe, give a thumbs up to Red Zone in the Lab. I tell you what, Deuce is the king. He's the king. But I'm one of the clear people. I like that. However, I'm accepted in the community, and I dig that too. So for all of you people that like to be around me and have fun by just sticking around and telling people that you know the guy who knows the International Fan of the Year.
The guy who knows him.
That's right. Hey,
I know a guy who knows a guy.
I'm friends on Twitter with the guy who knows the
He's an International Fan of the Year.
Who farted in a walkie-talkie, yeah.
Wait a minute. This is not a story we've heard. This probably called in an airstrike in Iraq, didn't it? Scott farts in a fucking walkie-talkie, and next thing you know, A-10s are coming in. He called the signal. All right, for everybody, that's about enough of that. When will we? We'll be back, I guess, before the draft. We're going to try to get Ken Johansson in here. Of course, he's our draft guy. Get him on here and talk with Ken about stuff. We haven't talked to him in a good while, and he is our man when it comes to the draft. Maybe we'll see if we can get George Carmi in here. If George will give us the time of day, I don't know. He might. Other than that, I love George. You know, one of my favorite things is last year when we were at the football game on week 2. I'm walking through the concourse with thousands of people, And like, you ever have one of those situations where you like look through 100 people and hey, there's George, and George is looking at me, and I'm like, hey. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, we'll see you guys whenever we see you next time. Unless there's any important news that we have to come on and do an emergency pod with, I suppose we'll be right on before the draft. We definitely have to talk about Scott's itinerary and how that's all going to work out. I would imagine. I have no idea how you're.
Scouse is now going too.
Is Scouse going?
Yeah, the oddballs are paying for his ticket, so for his flight, which is pretty.
Is he going to
cool.
get to sit up in the
When's
VIP?
Oddball's going to sponsor us? Is what I want.
I'll speak to James. But yeah, they will. I don't know, but he was looking yesterday, John, and he put some pictures in our chat and said, "Have you seen the prices of the corporate side of the draft?" And I was like, no. He's like, you'll get a seat, and you get this, and you get a little bit of a package. It was $3,000. Like, who is paying that? No.
Rich people.
Good luck flying in the United
Corporate
States.
sponsors.
By the way, even though I promised I wouldn't make fun of him, if Scouse was a guest on the podcast today.
Leave my boy alone. Leave Brittany alone.
I know. Me and Scouse, we have that love-hate relationship, man. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, I guess we'll see you before the draft, because we definitely have to talk to Scott about his itinerary, like I just said. Definitely. And I'm not sure when that'll be, but it'll be sometime in April. And until then, we will see y'all on the flip side.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. Join the discussion.
Thumbs up. Everything. Everything that I do for you.